This year's 2019 Freeride World Tour ends up with the most prestigious freeride contest in the world, the Xtreme Verbier, Switzerland. As the world's best freeride skiers and snowboarders compete on the legendary Bec de Ros, the coveted Freeride World Tour crowns are at stake.
We've been working for the whole season, qualify for the grand finale here in Verbier, skiing the Bec de Ros, which is a serious face.
It's legendary. It's like the oldest freeride event, still going. Just look at the face, it's gnarly. Okay, the Bec de Ros means to me like intimidation, fear met with ultimate glory.
So the Bec de Ros could be your biggest enemy, but it could also be your best friend.
The Bec de Ros is steep as hell.
The Bec de Ros has a long history, and I want to be part of that story, so I will work on it until I will find my way to make my mark on it.
The Bec de Ros for me is scary, amazing and beautiful.
This is the queen of the faces on the World Tour, so I really like this face. It's steep, you can go fast, and this is big mountain for me.
It's a fine mix for these athletes to push themselves to their limits, but not too much, because consequences exist. If you push too much, the consequences can be quite severe. So, they train all year, and only the best come here to Verbier.
In the women's snowboard category, Marion Hertie secured the world title already at the previous stop in Andorra.
So I'm super relaxed right now to have the world title, but I have to stay focused also because this is the Verbier Xtreme.
Now I'm in Verbier and the Bec de Ros looks perfect. I'm really excited to see what I can pull off. I think the snow is perfect. Russian Anna Orlova had a really strong season this year with 1 victory and 2 second places. For sure, she is a contender for the win here in Verbier at the Xtreme. It's the morning of the contest, and the world's 28 best freeride skiers and snowboarders get up to the start of the Bec de Ros. The final of the 2019 Freeride World Tour is about to kick off, and you can feel the anticipation amongst the freeride elite. Bluebird in Verbier for the final. The imposing face of the Bec de Ros is shining. First up this morning is Austria's Manuela Mandl. Mandl with some solid turns in the top section, clearly keen to avoid any risks of crashing. My run was okay. I just had a butt check on my first feature up at the top part because the snow was so different than I had expected. The snow was very good for the most part, only sometimes in between it was crusty. That's why I had to change my line, and then I kind of lost my mojo and I didn't push as much as I wanted. I ended up in third place again here in Verbier as I did the previous year. I'm super happy about that. I had wished for more, but it's fine. It's very difficult to start the season with high expectations. Last year I got the title, and I had to realize that it's not always that easy to be the title holder. 29-year-old Anna Orlova shows on this unforgiving face what an accomplished snowboarder she really is. Big fluid turns and a good performance by Orlova, who ends up in second place in Verbier and claims second place in the overall standings.
That was kind of my dream line. I was thinking about it like a few years before when I competed in qualify and saw the competition on back. So that was my goal, to ride this line good. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied of myself and about the run.
And then the world champion, Marion Hertie. The 27-year-old shows off some good turns. In the technical top section, she keeps the fluidity high. A nice little drop, continuing to show off solid and committed riding. Oh, I'm just on cloud 9 right now. Happiness level is through the roof. I managed to reach my goals while having fun all season. It was just an incredible season, and hopefully it just keeps going. I'm feeling the love for my sport right now. The love for snowboarding, and this is what makes me live these incredible sensations. This board, this thing right here, is what I live for.
Cette planche-là, ce truc, c'est ce qui me fait vibrer dans ma vie, quoi.
What a day for Marion Herty from France. She celebrates her second victory at the Xtreme Verbier ahead of Russian Anna Orlova and Manuela Mandl from Austria. In the overall ranking, Manuela Mandl also celebrates third place, Anna Orlova takes second place, and Marion Herty grabs her second world title. Now we move on to Ski Women, where rookie Jacqueline Pollard had an impressive debut season on the tour.
Being here is pretty amazing. These are some of the coolest mountains that I've ever gotten to see, so it's definitely just pretty special to be here, and couldn't have asked for a better season. Meeting everyone was great, the skiing was great, and we've had a pretty fun year.
The experienced Jackie Passo had a more difficult season.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to be qualified for Verbier. I wasn't sure that this was going to be the case a couple weeks ago when we were in Andorra, because I was sitting, I think, in last in the rankings, but managed to pull out a victory in Andorra and kind of salvage everything. So it feels especially good to be here.
And how was defending champion Ariana Tricomi's season?
The season, apart from competition, because I don't want to base my season on the comps, was amazing. I had the best powder days of my life in Austria, early season. And then we traveled around. I got good snow, good lines. I'm happy the way I ski, and I'm still wearing the yellow bib. So it's been a good season so far.
In the women's ski category, there's still a battle on for the title. Norwegian Hedvig Wessel, rookie Jackie Pollard, and Swiss powerhouse Elizabeth Gerritsen are hot on the heels of the leader, Ariana Tricomi. The local girl, Elizabeth Gerritsen, is full of confidence after a great season, and the 23-year-old is immediately on the attack, flying through the technical top section. A stylish air is followed by some more decisive big mountain riding. The Swiss style queen really looks at ease on the Bec de Rosse, clearing another cliff feature. What a fantastic performance. First place so far for the local. I just won the Xtreme Verbier, and this is my first victory on the Freeride World Tour in my hometown, with all my family and friends on site. This was pretty much my childhood dream, so I'm happy.
Underdog, always on top.
Let's see what rookie Jackie Pollard has to offer. She charges into a steep and technical line and immediately shows her big mountain credentials. Great skiing by Pollard, who drops a couple of cliffs and continues her line. She's definitely found her place on the Freeride World Tour and showed solid skiing in her first year on the tour.
I was a little nervous at the top, but I was so psyched to be out there, and getting to ski with these ladies was such a blessing. And I didn't have the most crazy line or anything like that, but I skied it well, and that's what I wanted to do. So I had a good day.
Tour leader Ariana Tricomi is next in the gate. Will her performance be good enough to secure the world title? She starts with good control and then launches herself into a nice cliff drop and a very controlled set of big mountain turns between features. A great line by Tricomi, who ends up in second place, which is enough to defend the World Championship title overall. I'm feeling super good, of course. I'm super happy the way I skied. The conditions were not super easy. I got second, and a good friend got first, so perfect scenario. I'm double world champ, and I still have no words for it. 23-year-old Elizabeth Gerritsen wins the Xtreme Verbier, followed by defending champion Ariana Tricomi in second and Hazel Josie Birnbaum in third place. What a debut by Jackie Pollard. The rookie ends up second in the overall ranking. And here is Ariana Tricomi, who celebrates her second world title victory in a row, with Pollard and Elizabeth Gerritsen in third.
Well, the Bec des Rosses is a crazy mountain. We've been now competing for 24 years on it, and every year people are scared. It's big, it's long, it's rocky, it's steep, it's challenging. So whoever wants to prove himself in the freeride world wants to prove himself on this mountain.
Man, it's pretty epic to be riding with Steve Claassen. Like, crazy to be up there with one of the first guys up there, you know?
For the first 9 years, it was just snowboarders. And the 10th season, skiers came, and that was cool because they really opened some new lines. You know, back when we started, it was still skinny skis. And then the skis got wider, and then the skiers, it was right for them to start competing. You know, I think I did really well in those first 10 years, so did Cyril. And then Xavier De La Rue, I think, owned the competition for the next 10 years. Got a lot of other dudes that have been really solid in there. Ralph Backstrom had his time for sure. And then Sammy Lupke.
Man, yeah, Claassen's full legend. He's been doing this since I was like, 4 years old, riding down this mountain. Like one of the first guys to ride down it. Holds the most wins on the back, I think 5 wins. And he's ridden it numerous times. I don't know, the most psyched to ride this face out of anybody.
We got Victor now, right? And this could be his decade, just like Zav had a decade.
The first contestant for the world champion title is the tour leader in Snowboard Men, Victor De La Rue.
It was a cool season, like totally different from what I do usually. Super stoked to be competing this year, wearing a beep and all that is fun. And here we're in Verbier for the last stop, for the big mountain, the gnarly one, and I'm really stoked to be here.
3-time World Tour champion Sammy Lupke agrees.
Verbier is like always a goal at the beginning of the season. Re-qualify for the next year, so be here is always good.
Last year's third overall, Davey Baird.
I've been on the podium a few times this season, so happy to be here. I'm still in contestant for the championship title, so pretty stoked on that.
And there's also Jonathan Penfield from the USA.
I had an Achilles injury the previous spring, so coming into this year, I just wanted to put down some good runs. Been really happy with the runs I've been doing. So yeah, it's been a fun season, but kind of squeaked through for the qualifying a bit.
So here we go, Snowboard Men's finals. The rocky face of the Bec with a 600-meter vertical drop doesn't allow for any mistakes. Jonathan Penfield from the US is the first rider to drop into the legendary Bec des Rosses face. And the 31-year-old goes all out right from the start, dropping his first cliff in the upper part of the face. Jonathan rides some nice and fluid turns before launching into a stylish 360 off a cliff. A great line by Penfield, who drops another sizable cliff and lays down the gauntlet for the rest of the field.
I'm really stoked to have laid down a run I'm happy with and have taken first place. So.
54-year-old legend Steve Claassen up next in the gate. He's the only one who starts from the very top of the mountain with a huge bang.
I always wanted to do it. I did it one other time and I didn't stick it. I ragged 3 times off it. And today and I nailed it. So I will go home always knowing I landed that cliff. So yeah, that was sweet.
What a show from Klaassen. How do you follow that up? Next up in the gate is the current leader, Victor de la Rue. He starts with a very playful and fluid run. It's an interesting line choice. He links some nice features in his run. He makes riding the daunting face of the Bec look so easy. First year on the tour, the beginning of the season was a little bit difficult, but then I managed to get 2 victories and a 2nd place. Here, I had to absolutely nail the run and not fall to have the title, and that's what I did. I managed to land a 360, finish my run, and finished 3rd today, meaning I just won the World Championship title. Killer day. Next up, American youngster Davy Baird, who still is in with a chance for the overall title. Baird with some nice flowing turns and a small air in the upper section of the Bec de Ross.
Overall, I ended up 2nd place, and I'm just absolutely beyond words stoked. The last 2 years, I've ended up 3rd, so it feels really good to kind of up that just a little bit. The consistency is really key.
A really good performance, but a solid line isn't quite enough to beat Penfield's score. Now the 3-time Freeride World Tour champion, Sami Lubka. The American has to go all in to win the Xtreme. Lubka traverses to rider's right and then opens up before going full throttle in the steepest section of the central couloir.
Different line than choosing between the dogleg or central couloir, so it was nice. It ended up good. I put it down. I thought I got 3rd. Yeah, I got 2nd. I'm stoked. Felt like it was a good run. Just put down the run I wanted. You know, it's a more playful side of the face, I think. So, yeah, I kind of just stuck to the line I had in my head and put it down. And yeah, I'm hyped to be number 2.
Jonathan Penfield wins the Xtreme Verbier for the first time and celebrates with 3-time champion Sami Lubka in 2nd and the new world champion Victor de la Rue in 3rd. Overall, Blake Ham lands in 3rd place behind Davy Baird, and the new Freeride World Tour champion is 29-year-old Victor de la Rue from France. This could be the beginning of a new de la Rue era. In the men's skiing category, there is a battle going on between the leader Marcus Eder, last year's champion Christopher Tourdel, and the 2017 champion Leo Slemet. It's been quite a complicated season for me because of different injuries, but I would say I've been working quite hard, and I went back on the tour with some good results for me, way better than I was expecting.
Quite good results for me, way better than I was expecting.
And how about last year's champion Christopher Tourdel?
Overall last year, so I really felt happy about that, but I didn't get to compete here in Verbier. So doing this year and trying to go away with a podium or maybe first place would be a huge achievement for me.
My season was incredibly good. I brought down 3 runs that I wanted to and put me like from the beginning to the end into the current leader position. I fell in Andorra, which was quite the confidence killer for me. So yeah, still super nervous, but better.
So the race for the prestigious World Tour title and the first place here at the Xtreme Verbier is still on. What will be the best strategy for last year's champion Christopher Tourdel or for tour leader Marcus Eder to get away with the World Tour title? We'll find out. First up, though, in the start gate is Francis Vadegorak. The 29-year-old came over from the qualifiers to this year's tour. He immediately charges full speed and moves straight down the Hollywood Cliff, which is a very exposed section on the venue. I still haven't realized what's happening to me right now. Not at all, actually. It's simply magical. A childhood dream that rarely happens, so I think I'm going to cry soon here. Simply magic. Everybody rode like crazy. We had an incredible show down here, so congratulations to everyone, and I hope we'll all have a good time next year, but next year won't be the same. What a great line by the Frenchman, who moves into first place and sets the pace for the next rider. Next is last year's world champion Christopher Tordell. The 29-year-old Swede charges right from the beginning. He shows some good technical and precise fast skiing with big cliff jumps and shoots with no hesitation over a nice double cliff in excellent control.
Standing down here, having done the Vector Ross Xtreme Verbier, and I ended up third today and overall second. Not too bad, I would say. I'm super happy.
Next in the gate is Marcus Eder. What will he do? Will he go all in or just pick a safe line to secure this world title?
It's insane to bring home to be world champion, especially this year. Like with every comp that I did, it got more and more important for me to become world champion, and I was even thinking, oh, maybe it's getting too important and it's going too much to my mind. And it was just insanely good spirit from the beginning to the end. We had incredible conditions on pretty much all the comps. Level was so high, and it's just a pleasure to be part.
Next up, Frenchman 2017 world champion Leo Slemet. He also charges from the beginning and enters one of the steepest sections of the Bec. He shows some very solid riding and he's in good control.
C'était vraiment pas là où je m'étais vu au début de la saison. J'ai été blessé un mois.
Third place overall. This isn't bad at all compared to where I was seeing myself at the start of the season. I was injured in January, came back, and had a lot of fun skiing on the tour. Today was really fun, and honestly, I just love skiing, and I'm really happy to be here.
J'aime skier et je suis content d'être là.
But the winner of the 2019 Xtreme Verbier is Vadek Gorak from France. He celebrates his first win of the Xtreme with Christopher Tordell in second and Leo Slemet in third. Overall, 25-year-old Frenchman Leo Slemet ends up in third place behind last year's champion Christopher Tordell. So Marcus Eder showcased more than enough today to secure his lead and become the new Freeride World Tour champion in skiing. Today we're having a detailed look at the runs of Vadek Gorak and Michael Bimbuis. Vadek, it was your first time on the Bec de Ross. How are your feelings? It was a dream to be here to ski this legendary face. There is the Freeride World Tour, and then there is the Bec de Ross. It's something else, a new element. I'm scared before because I can still bail out there. I know that in the worst case, you'll push me. Exactly. So your first time on Hollywood? Hollywood is the myth.
Hollywood, c'est un peu le... Hollywood, c'est le mythe. C'est le mythe, hein.
It was such a myth for me. Together with Victor, I watched all the GoPro footage from his brother and others. I expected something huge, and approaching it, I thought, that's it. But you see the landing so perfectly. So I'm glad that something I expected to be very difficult finally ended up being quite a comfortable situation for me.
Content d'avoir imaginé quelque chose de très compliqué pour me retrouver dans une situation, on va dire, assez confortable à ce moment-là.
Here I check the speed, and the goal is to find the best takeoff for the backflip, knowing that the takeoffs are very steep.
J'ai toute cette zone pour le backflip.
I have to make a choice, and the best is here. This is the one that is the least steep, so it gives me the most time to have the most aerial backflip possible and not fall down towards the landing. The best snow is here, the steepest landing, and I couldn't go far because further is flat.
Pas tomber dans le landing. La neige était la meilleure ici, la pente était la plus raide. Il fallait pas aller trop loin parce qu'après c'était plat.
What we liked in Vadek's run and what scored most is the nice skiing at the top. The few turns in the steep part that were perfect, great technique. And he received many points on the no hesitation on Hollywood Cliff, which he lands perfectly, and the backflip with the perfect angle, in control in the air, in control on the landing. He gets a max of points on the backflip. With the Xtreme Verbier in the bag, the Freeride World Tour will be back next year with exceptional and awe-inspiring action from the world's best freeride skiers and snowboarders visiting resorts in Asia, Europe, and North America. Looking forward to that, and we'll see you next year.